Extra question on the your experience with from your brand hat for 15 years and then now with SAC. Um, how do you see radical transparency play out with equal partnership? Most people don't understand what it really means to be equal partnership because they see it's either the brand side or the value chain that will win, like a zero sum game. And how do we actually put both together, agree to a standard, and then come to a consensus to share information and then engage into a equal partnership, and resulting in radical transparency. Can you speak a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I'm sure the audience have heard this for like so many years already. Obviously, the first thing we need to do, we really need to be open-minded and not entirely give up what we have, but it's more to like, knowing what you have and then transform from it. I know like the works that we do is the best, or we think is the best, but there's always better things out there. We know because we evolve every day too. So like being transparent and being open-minded is truly needed to transform, and also maybe listen to your customers, to your supplier. And I'm also very fortunate to be with the SAC Rose to hear so many suppliers, speakers that they actually want the same thing as the brands. Like they want alignments, they want to be heard, they want the brands and them to work together in the same journeys, in the same directions. So like I think like just be open-minded and really transparent about what you have, your information, whether or not you are a brands or suppliers. We understand no one's perfect, but if we're not transparency on what we believe and what we do, it's just that we're not going to the same pace.
I see. How about Vic? Can you tell me more about the type of essence, the type of work that's needed to truly drive positive exponential impact, throughout the entire movement with SAC, HIG, and AII, for example. So,
Sure. So I would say it's more like a change on the mindset. Nowadays, for the investor, for the customer, for the government, they has increasingly concern on how business operate and their corresponding impact to the environment. More importantly, the investor and the customer, they will make their decision on investment and also purchases based on the performance of the business. So what we just saw from the screen, the Tommy Hilfiger online store is a great example. So for business, in order to maintain the competitiveness in the market, they have to really prioritize sustainability in their business model. So I would say, I think it's important to see whatever tool that you are using, it is more than just a tool to help you to capture the impact from your social and environmental impact, but rather it is something, it gives you comparable and contextualized data as an insight platform, and which support you to make strategic decision on your business. So I would like to further share some of the feedback from our brand user, how they make use of the HIG platform. This one is from Marks and Spencer using our analytic tool. They said, it's helpful to be able to see how much of water or energy is coming from a particular source. Having a high-level view of the data in these dashboards make it easier for us to see the big picture. We can also see the risk areas quickly and work with our facility to make improvement. So with that, I really hope you to have a rough idea how the HIG platform could really support the brand or whoever business to drive their sustainability goals.
well, now going back to Delman, would you mind to share some of, as a board member of SAC, would you mind to share some of the core strategic pillars that you find most important as the driving force for the SAC? It could be the collective action that you guys are driving with their targets. It could be your tools, or it could be the transparency work and the equal partnership. What are the ones that you think is the most important to scale out at the moment after 10 years of work?
I want to take my SAC board hat off, but just as a person. So collective action, transparency, and tools they're all important stuff, and typically it's tough to prioritize which to do and which not to do. But if you ask myself how to reach that exponential impact or growth, for me is adoption. It's when we talk about exponential growth in the title, when I see that word, I think about viral marketing. Unfortunately, I think about the pandemic. How did we get to this stage? Because the virus spread, not just one-to-one, but one-to-many. So if you bring the same idea in a more positive way to implementing the HIC tools or the measurement, is how, as an organization, whether you're a manufacturer or a retailer, how you influence more than one party. How do you influence 3, 5, 10 parties? If every single member of SAC think about how they influence more than one party or the major supplier, this is where you get the viral effect, similar to how the pandemic starts, how the virus gets spread. If you're only just talking to if your organization, you're only talking to your biggest supplier or 1 or 2 players in your supply chain, you will never get exponential impact. Or if you just focus on doing your own stuff, we will never get to exponential impact.
Right.
And now I can go back to SAC a little bit. SAC actually has membership requirement. To be a member, you actually have to influence your upstream suppliers to implement the HIC set of tools. So as part of SAC work, we try to encourage members to spread the passion, basically, to more and more people.